What's up? Welcome to Three Flames, Jay Lee, the producer. Today I'm going to be mixing a song. I've already mixed it, but I'm going to kind of go through what plugins I use, some of my plug-in chains for my vocals, and just kind of show you my process of mixing. This is a song that I released this past August of 22. It's a champion anthem, one of my products that focuses on, music for teams, sports teams, and athletes. And so this is one that I did for the University of Oklahoma football team this past August. So let's dive into it. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in this project. Got in blue, you have all of my music. These other colors, let me see if I can redo these colors. All of these are, so we'll go purple, are like transition effects, just different effects to bring out the vibe and the energy in the track, tension and release. And then in green, you have all of the hook. As you can see in this color here, you have the first verse, and then got the second verse here, and then you got all your bus tracks down here. So big session, but we're gonna take our time, go through it, and show you how I did what I did when I do it, when it does. All right, let's just start off with the kick. So I always start off with my kick, then my 808 or my bass, then I start plugging away at all my drums, and then my melodic instruments. So right now, let's find us a spot in the track that we got everything going on, so we can try and get the best mix for that part possible. All right, see what this kick sounded like. I always try to set my kick to, like, I'm reading the meter over here, the main output, and I'm trying to get it to sit right around -12, between -9 and -12, and so I'm good with where that is. It's not very loud right now, but we'll get there. Let's talk about my effects chain on my kick. I used a Slate Digital Virtual Mix Rack, and as you can see, we have a console emulator first, then we have an EQ, then we have some dynamic processing going on right here. I still can't think of the name of that type of plug-in, but anyway, here we got a compressor, and then we have an EQ on the kick. And so after that, I come back with another EQ just to kind of boost the low end just a little bit, make it give it a little fatness, and then I have another compressor again just to bring some of that thickness out and make it fatter. Then we go to the 808. On the 808, again, the virtual mix rack. Just have this dynamic processor here, and then an EQ just to get some low end lift at the bottom. And then also I have a distortion plug-in on it, saturation plug-in. So if I stop that, turn that off, actually just turn that red light off, this distortion plug-in, you can tell it doesn't have the same effect. I just wanted to kind of have that trunk rattle sound, so I just added that distortion, a little more gritty. as you can see on all of my drums, I'm sending all of these to a bus, a drum bus. Okay, and so on this drum bus, I have, this virtual mix rack. Again with the console EQ, and this is an EQ for like the mid range, low end and mid range EQ, and then have the FG Bomber. It's a dope plug-in to give it like drive, and as you can see right here, I can give it presence, fatness, tightness, and I have it on fat, and then a trimmer. This is the reason these 5 are on here is because it's just a preset for mix bus strip, and so as you can see, this earth, I'm not even using it, and I didn't do anything to it, but I manipulated everything else on the plug-in. So that's the mix bus, drum bus, whatever. So let's get to this drum loop. Get that thing moving with the. Let's bring in the snare on the drum loop. I just put it in the MoTT. Again, another Slate Digital plug-in, and I'm all for using presets. Just so y'all know, I'll use a preset in a second, but then I'll make adjustments myself. As you can see, I chose the drum hyper preset, and then because the star is on there, it means I made some changes to it. So slight changes, but effective. Let's bring in this snare. Sometimes in my tracks, man, I'll layer 3 or 4 snares. As you can see right here between the drum loop, I have 2 snares and a clap, just to get the right sound, the right vibe. I like that snare, gives it a real strong traditional hip hop feel, man. That snare, bringing in the clap to bring in some excitement. It's really covering all the dynamics of the snare, low end, mid, and high. All right, got this tambourine we're gonna pull in. I don't do a lot of dynamic processing. When I get into my percussive instruments outside of my kick and my snare, usually just EQ those a little bit. Every now and again, I'll use some compression on those, but it's rare. That bounce. As producer, that's one way to always get a bounce in your tracks, is with that hi-hat hitting on the 2 and the 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hitting on that 2 and 4, you get a nice bounce to your track. Started off with a processor on this, or excuse me, a compressor on this one. Just get a little more control of it, tighten it up a little bit. Then I came with this Pro EQ. Let me shorten this loop up. Came with this Pro EQ. Cuts through a little bit more. And I have this tape stop on here. Let me go back. So this is a compressor I used, which is one of the native plugins, or not native, but one of the plugins from PreSonus. I'm using Studio One version 6, so this comes with that. And then the Pro EQ, same, another one from PreSonus. And then tape stop, which you'll hear as an effect at certain parts. I have it automated, certain parts of the track. And then I got Snap Heap, which has a compressor and a pitch shifter on it. I'm gonna turn that pitch shifter off so I can show y'all. So that compressor kind of gives it, brings it out a little bit more. But now I'm gonna show y'all what this pitch shifter does, or did, because to me, where this brass is right now, it didn't really stand out enough in the track. Just didn't really sound natural to me. And so I added this pitch shifter to bring that out. And then let y'all hear it. So this is a piano that I originally, when I played it, I do all of my production and sequences in MPC with the MPC-X. And so when I originally did this in the MPC, I added some effects to it, mainly the Baby Audio Magic Switch, which I absolutely love. so you can hear, those effects working on that piano. But then just to give it a little more character, I added drip. If you don't have this, it's a dope plug-in, just to get some real cool effects with their presets. And so got this Oppose on there, or Opus, I don't know how to say that, but anyway, got that on there, and it's off right now, so I'm gonna turn it on and let you see what that sounds like. Sound like I got a flanger, maybe a chorus, and a delay on there. So it's off now. When I turn it on, you'll see how wide it gets in the mix. Even though I still have it panned, 35% to the right, you can tell that it widens in the mix. Then next I had the tape stop, which I'll show you how that runs different parts of the song. And then again, got this infinite EQ, cutting out all the highs and the lows. Slight boost at these points. Just kind of bring out some of those details just a little bit. Completed. Obviously, I'll continue to adjust the levels as we start bringing in vocals, and like I said earlier, the next part is going to be, actually I need to make sure I'll put this in there. But the next part is going to be a drum loop that I brought in towards the end of the song just to increase the energy of the song. So let's bring that in. Again, it's on the same drum bus as all the other drums. Effects and transition effects just to create tension and release throughout the entire song. And so, we'll start off at the beginning. Again, this was a song that I did for the University of Oklahoma football team, and it's a tradition that their home games, as they open up, before they run out the tunnel, they always show a video, like a highlight video. And the highlight video always starts off with these Hell's Bells, and so I have that in here. I'm gonna mix from this screen so we can keep up with the session for now. All right. I always start off with these Hell's Bells. Pretty crazy at these games because as soon as that first bell hits, like the crowd goes crazy. And so, I wanted to create that same effect, like to prompt the crowd, but then also move into the song, like bring the song in, like, whoa, what's happening? Because it's something new. So. Tension and release that I created with using different effects. And so right here we have this reverse riser effect that is going to build the tension, and then it's going to release. Some people, depending on genres, depending on style choices, some people like to have that riser effect go all the way through the break. I like to end it at the break, and at the break, the start of the break started with the crash. And so I'm creating the tension with the rise, and then releasing that tension with the crash. Also, in that, I have some vocal effects that I added in there just to add more flavor, more flair, more excitement. See right here, have this riser effect that I bring in, a little reverse cymbal to go into a crash, and then I also have some more vocal sounds coming on right here. Okay, so let's see how this transition sounds going into the next, or at the beginning of this verse. Okay, so that's the riser. Let's bring in the reverse cymbal and the crash. Let's go ahead and bring in this vocal effect. Okay. Much quicker tension and release. Well, tension kind of started up here and then built through this, but as far as this transition right here, it was quicker. I don't know if you could hear the vocal effects. If I was watching this video when I was young in my producer age, you know, a lot of transition effects that I used to hear, or that a lot that I hear today, happen at the end of a verse or the end of a hook, or, as it's transitioning out of one section into another. But this one is at actually the beginning of the verse. And the reason why, once we get and start bringing into the vocals, is it fit really well with the flow of the rap. And so that's the reason it's at this point in the first, 4 bars of this verse, which we'll show a little later on what that is. And so again, right here we have another transition. Tension release. I have 2 crashes going on right here. Okay, one with the longer tail. Okay, then as the song progresses, right here, I wanted to bring in something like I showed you earlier. We have these drums that come in. B-boy drums that we bring in. Well, I didn't want to just go into those B-boy drums without actually bringing in like a transition into those. And so I brought in like a small break right here that again is also on the drum bus. Okay, so again, kind of has the B-boy break going into the B-boy drums. All right, and then the last effect that I have, let me make sure this yeah, we'll hone in on the levels later. Then the last effect that I have is just an explosion to end the actual and the explosion at the end. All right, so that's the music in itself. Now let's dive into the vocals. I always start off with the hook on all of my vocals. Whenever mix my vocals, I always start off with the hook. I don't know why. It's just something I've been doing for 20 plus years. So let's start on it. Let's talk about the vocal chain first. Let me mute these, and then I'm gonna pull them up.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
I'm gonna get it as dry, all the way dry.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
Okay, so that's dry. On my vocal chain, you guessed it right. Start off with the virtual mix rack. Got a console emulator, the EQ, and then a compressor, and then Revival is just a sweetener for the highs and the lows. So you can, add a little shimmer to the top, add a little thickness to the bottom. Super dope, free plug-in from Slate Digital. And so that's where I start at. Let's bring those in one by one.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
Okay, then I go to
It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA.
On the EQ, this was just, getting rid of the harsh frequencies through, sweeping, the sweeping technique to get rid of those harsh frequencies. I'm struggling this morning.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
Just cleans it up.
It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood.
With
hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA.
Our compressor from Waves, which I love just because it's so smooth. It's not a CPU hog. It's friendly on your CPU. You can use a lot of Wave plugins and doesn't crash your session. And so
take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
On.
It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood.
Plug in to add mid and high presence to your vocals or whatever you're putting it on. I love it on my vocals though.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA.
And so usually whenever I'm mixing my vocals and really through the EQing and the compression, it might add sibilance, extra sibilance on the performance of the vocals. And so I'll always add a de-esser, which Waves de-esser I love.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
It's
in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood.
I just added this.
Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud.
Heavy breathing.
It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood.
Okay. So let's pull that back down. Let's bring it into the mix. Oh, sorry. On the sends. So I'm sending it to a bus with Verb Classic Suites or Verb Suite Classics. Again, Slate Digital. It's an amazing reverb. On the reverb, I have a plate reverb that I'm using. 22.8% wetness. Boosted the highs a little bit, pulled out the mids. Really, and this is a technique I learned from one of the greatest mixing engineers I've worked with Savoy Icy Smith is on your reverbs, pulling down the mid, pulling out the mid. That's where you're gonna get a lot of reverberation that you don't want to hear. And so I'll pull the mids out, boost the highs just a little bit for the sweetness, and that's what I'm working with. And so I'll bring that in.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my.
Also running the Reaper or repeater delay plug-in. Can you guess who created this? Who made this? Who's the manufacturer of the repeater? You guessed it right. Slate Digital. Love their everything bundle, man. It really does have just about everything. Okay, so let's bring that in.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in.
So let's talk about the panning that I used. If I ever have a single lead vocal like I do on my verses, I am gonna keep it dead center. But as you can see on these leads on the hook, I stacked each one twice. And so I have those close to the center, but I don't want them dead center on top of one another. And so I'll pan them, pan one 20 left, the other one 20 right. And then the second set, because they're coming through at the same time, I'll pan those slightly wider. Again, just making sure everything is in its own space and can come through the mix properly. It makes a world of difference. And then as you can see right here on these backgrounds or ad-libs, I have those much wider. Push those out to the side and then make sure all of the lead stuff is close to the center or dead center if it's a single vocal. And then these ad-libs, again, as you can see, they're pushed out a little further. All right, let's get to the verse. Okay, let's listen to the hook all the way through first with all of the stuff in there.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA.
Sounds solid.
Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA.
All right, let's get to the verse. Let's mix it. So pretty much gonna have the same vocal chain with slight differences in the mix. How'd they get over there? So let me show you. This is a tool that I've used for a while just to speed up the workflow. So I'll come in and, I'll mix my lead vocal, and then once I get that set with my EQ, my compressor, everything to get the dynamics of the vocal that I want, I'll copy and paste that across all my vocals and then just make slight adjustments from there for my ad-libs, for my backgrounds, different things that are happening. And a very simple technique that I use is, see if I can show y'all this. So this is my lead vocal EQ that I have, and this is a background vocal that I have, and most of the time it consists of me, I guess I didn't on this one, I didn't need to. Where would it be? Well, usually what I'll do is on that EQ, so again, I have this one, which is my lead. We'll close that. I'll copy and paste it over to my background, and then I'll just roll off the bottom end just to create that different, the separation in that vocal, okay? And so it's a simple technique that I've used for years. I do all my carving, getting rid of those harsh frequencies on the EQ on my lead to get my lead to where I want it to sound, and then I'll copy and paste those over to all my vocals, but for my background vocals, my ad-libs, I'll just roll off the bottom end a little bit more on that EQ. So let's get into this lead vocal here.
Say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie.
Okay, so let's talk about effects processing on this one. Same vocal chain for dynamic processing, my EQs, my compressors. Okay, and then on the background, again, I'm going into a reverb, same Slate Digital Verb Suite Classic plugin, a plate again, still at 22.8, all of that's the same as I used earlier. My delay, same thing, but if you look over here, my background vocals, so when I have my background vocals, my background delay, I'm sending that delay that I'm using into a filter and a reverb. When I get to that vocal, I'll show y'all why I do that and what it does. Okay, so here we go. We got the lead vocal.
One Oklahoma, say it loud, say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie. One Oklahoma, say it loud, say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the pop. One Oklahoma, say it loud, say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer.
Again, I got the lead dead in the center, and I have all of these ad-libs spread pretty wide.
One Oklahoma, say it loud, say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie. Big 12 King, Benny Bud, Bob Berry, all bleed crimson cream. Sooner born, sooner bred, be a sooner when I'm dead. This is Oklahoma football. Did you hear what I just said? Smash mouth. One Oklahoma, say it loud, say it proud, 80,000 plus, yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie. Big 12 King, Benny Bud, Bob Berry, all bleed crimson cream. Sooner born, sooner bred, be a sooner when I'm dead. This is Oklahoma football. Did you hear what I just said? Smash mouth, downhill, or we can air it out. Staying true to what we do, hard work without a doubt. Tradition's been established, history's repeated, paved the way for generations, so you can best believe it. Sooner Nation, we the best, we gon' prove it on the field.
talk about these goes that go. Let's talk about how I mixed those, because that's probably my favorite thing that I did in this track on the mix. Again, that vocal chain that we have going into the lead reverb, which is the same reverb we use on the lead vocal, but the background delay is what I spoke of a few minutes ago, where I have the delay, the Slate Digital repeater, okay, which is right here, okay, busing those vocals to this delay, but then that delay, I'm busing it into a filter and into a reverb. Okay, let's see what it sounds like without, and then we'll see what it sounds like with. All right, here we go.
Go.
So what I really want you to focus on is the delay. I want you to focus on the delay. So when you hear the go, right? Those tails, the tail echoes of the main vocal. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring in the filter, and then I'm gonna bring in the reverb so y'all can see the change that it makes.
Go.
Hear us bouncing back and forth. That's the ping pong effect.
Go.
Let's bring in the filter. Let's bring in the reverb. Is it that space makes it bigger? All right. Boom. Let's look at it.
This has been established, history is repeated, paved the way for generations, so you can best believe it. Sooner Nation, we the best, we gon' prove it on the field. Let our pads do the talking, give them something they can feel. This has been established, history is repeated, paved the way for generations, so you can best believe it. Sooner Nation, we the best, we gon' prove it on the field. This has been established, history is repeated, paved the way for generations, so you can best believe it. Sooner Nation, we the best, we gon' prove it on the field. Let our pads go.
Earlier, when I was doing the music, I talked about how I had that transition effect early in the verse right here because of what the vocals were doing, and so I wanted to show y'all how that played out.
It's in my DNA, my OU DNA. There's only one Oklahoma. Say it loud, say it proud. 80,000 plus yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie. Big 12 King, Benny Bud, Bob Berry. All bleed crimson cream. Sooner born, sooner bred. Be a sooner when I'm dead.
Something small, but creates a dope vibe. Keeps the listener listening because things are changing. It's not just stagnant. Let's get to the second verse as we come to a close here. So a lot of my background vocals or ad-libs are already, we didn't do a lot on the second verse, but they're already mixed in those other areas. So we just have to really just do this lead and the ad-lib.
DNA. Oklahoma's history consists of many things, but to me, the most important is these Big 12 Kings. Boomer Sooner on the gridiron, sideline to sideline. Merit scholar athletes with character that can't be beat. Result-driven development and leadership. Coach them up. Buy-in, effort, attitude. Coach them up. Emotion, intensity, passion, and enthusiasm. If you want success that you can see, let them Sooners at them. The right ones get it, while the mothers is going back to Cali. Bygones can be bygones, and we don't have to keep a tally, but don't get it twisted when you visit in Tornado Alley. Check yourself before you wreck yourself in this here valley. Oh, take me to the doctor, draw my blood.
All right, so that's pretty much a mix on the whole thing. That's typically what I would do in a session, a mixing session, is exactly what I just showed y'all. Now it's a lot faster in this instance because I'm not actually doing all of the processing in real time with you guys, and so it would take a lot longer than that. And then once I did that, I will go back and listen through the whole thing and make adjustments to the levels according to what's happening. Riding the vocal a little bit to bring it up in certain areas, down in certain areas, and that's with every instrument or vocal in the song. And so, with that being said, let's do one last listen, and then we'll be out of here.
Draw my blood, it's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. There's only one Oklahoma. Say it loud, say it proud. 80,000 plus yelling Boomer Sooner in the crowd. It's the palace on the prairie. Big 12 King, Benny Bud, Bob Berry. All bleed crimson cream. Sooner born, sooner bred. Be a sooner when I'm dead. This is Oklahoma football. Did you hear what I just said? Smash mouth, downhill. Or we can air it out. Staying true to what we do. Hard work, without a doubt. Tradition's been established. History's repeated. Paved the way for generations. So you can best believe it. Sooner Nation, we the best. We gon' prove it on the field. Let our pads do the talking. Give them something they can feel. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Oklahoma's history consists of many things, but to me, the most important is these Big 12 kings. Boomer Sooner on the gridiron, sideline to sideline. Merit scholar athletes with character that can't be beat. Result-driven development and leadership. Coach them up. Buy-in, effort, attitude. Coach them up. Emotion, intensity, passion, and enthusiasm. If you want success that you can see, let them Sooners at them. The right ones get it, while their mothers is going back to Cali. Bygones can be bygones, and we don't have to keep a tally, but don't get it twisted when you visit in Tornado Alley. Check yourself before you wreck yourself in this here valley. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work, get it out the mud. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA. My OU DNA. Take me to the doctor, draw my blood. It's in my DNA. Hard work.
Screwed that up. All right. Shout out to Brother Pone for wrecking on the vocals. And shoot, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you have any comments, man, leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions on things that I can do better to become better, whether it's more efficient or to get a better sound, man, I'm all ears. I've been doing this for a long time, and the only way I've gotten better is by listening to people's advice. And so, if you got any suggestions on how I can do better or what I can do better, please drop them in the comments. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to Three Flames. See y'all next go round.